Hi, my name is Danny. Now I'm a college student majoring in social work with minors in athletic coaching and sociology. But jumping back to my development years, I was a multi-sport athlete focusing on soccer, dance, and gymnastics. It gave me a unique balance of speed, strength, and artistry. It was my idea to start gymnastics more seriously when I was a kid, and that choice influenced my entire life. It taught me new skills and new ways to understand the physics of the world, but also gave me my best friends and my passion for coaching. One of the skills I was able to master was the front handspring. This skill is unique because of its challenging blind landing, but it can also be done on 3 different events in different forms or connected to other skills. The goal of this skill is to bound from your hands to your feet and land in an upright position and further rebound out of the skill and continue your momentum forward. Almost all skills in gymnastics are measured qualitatively. You are judged based off execution and how well you perform each element of the skill. Let's run through each element of this particular skill. First, in preparation, check your landing area and surrounding surfaces. Make sure there is nothing or no one in your path. Also during my prep, you will see me use visual, vocal, or movement cues. This helps the athlete focus and visualize what they're going to do. As you can see, I usually do shoulder shrugs, open my hips, practice the landing, and remind myself to look at my hands. Now we will look at the second phase of starting the skill. For the purpose of this assignment, we are looking at a front handspring from a run-up. During the run, they try and stay elevated on their toes and keeping arms in opposition. Taking 3 to 5 steps, they then enter the hurdle. As you can see the hurdle, you must drive your dominant knee up to your chest, lean the trunk forward, and fully extend by lifting your arms to your ears. Reach and place your hands down. There should be no flight during this point. As your hands hit, drive your heels over your body as they come together as you pass through the vertical. It is important during this phase to keep the arms straight. The athlete must use their shoulders to push and bound off the floor, not by bending the elbows. This is called a block. After blocking, stay fully extended through the hips as you continue to use the force from the heel drive to bound back upright. This is where the period of flight should happen. The last phase is the landing. Because this is a bounding skill, the goal is to not stick it, but to rebound out of it, essentially jumping up or forward out of the skill. To achieve this, you want to be fully extended, landing upright at the correct angle, and only have a slight bend in the knees for the purpose of avoiding injury. That is how the front handspring should be completed. While there are different variations, this is the essential foundation to the skill. As a coach, we use progressions to build up to skills like the front handspring. Before new athletes attempt the front handspring, it is important to first teach the following skills: handstand, bridge, front limber, and handstand pop. Once comfortable with these skills, you can introduce drills. Drills change the environment and task constraints of the skill, so athletes can better understand the sequence of body shapes of the position. Common drills for the right handspring include shoulder pops, heel drives with resistance, performing it with a barrel, or doing it on an assisted surface like an air track. Spotting can also assist athletes who are new to learning the skill or have mental challenges or fears. My most common tips and corrections for athletes performing this skill are centered around head position, elbow extension and blocking, hand placement, and the period of flight. You will see me perform the skills different ways to exemplify how these small corrections and tips make a difference to the overall movement. Now let's briefly address how different constraints affect the movement and skill. First, take note of the environment I am in. This is the safest environment to learn most gymnastics skills. For the right handspring, you can see I have enough space to run and land. I'm on a spring floor, and there are mats to ensure safe landings. Landing mats can also be really helpful for individuals with a fear or mental block surrounding the skill. This is an example of an individual constraint. Others include the strength of the athlete to generate enough force or support their body weight, shoulder and back flexibility, and stability of the ankles and knees when landing. This brings us to our last category of task constraints. You can change the goal of the skill by changing the approach to standing or the variation of a front handspring. Different variations include bounders, front handspring step outs, or even off the beam. The task also changes with the equipment used. You saw me use a wide range of mats and equipment to adjust the task. That all encompasses the skill of the front handspring. This tends to be challenging for young athletes to learn, but once mastered, allows for new combinations or opportunities on other events. All these tips and drills hopefully help you understand the mechanics and physics behind the skill so anyone can learn or teach one of my favorite skills, the front handspring.